All right, welcome back. Welcome back to class. And how was the previous assignments? Okay, a little recap. I remember I mentioned something like I was going to show you what a detailed report look like. Okay, so we're going to look at that and move forward from there. Okay, so I should bring your attention to this. Okay, it is very, very important to know how to document your work. Very, very important. You just have to know how to document your work. Okay, now these are the benefits that comes with it. Okay, now you might find yourself getting to do an interview, or maybe you have some jobs to do. You work with a consultancy. Maybe you are not working directly where you are actually helping them maintain the org. Sorry, I mean, you have to help them design or create the hog all from scratch. The only way to show and explain what you've done is giving a detailed report, right? So, and as such, you just have to know that, and very important that you start doing that now, because it helps you to master that attitude. And when that time comes, when you need it as a key factor of your work, it will not be a burden, or you don't have to stress. I'm going to be giving you some links that can show you way around how to design the right report, and I'm going to give you example on this same assignment we did at the last class and how it's being structured. Okay, um okay, yeah. Another instance I want to talk about is if you find yourself in an interview session where when they interview you and they give you tasks to do. How they get to know that you've actually done the job is by the kind of reports, the kind of presentation you have, either presentation with slide or documented presentation. That's why your documentation is very important to understand how to document. All right. So briefly, I'm gonna be I'm gonna show you first a template or something that you can walk around on. And I'm sure you did the last assignment. I always keep saying make sure you do your assignment. No one is watching you. This is a YouTube session, but then make sure you do your assignment. Very, very important. Make sure you do your assignment. You have to always do it. Okay? Alright, so let's get into this. Let's get started. Okay, so now this is the template, yeah. Salesforce Administrator Assignment 2. Okay, table of contents, then sales assignment. You see, this is like a proper formatting. Okay, objects, the procedures, as I explained earlier, we're creating objects called cars, blah 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 blah. Then the fields you are creating, these are the field types, this description. No one will pick up this now and read through and not understand what you're doing. At least for someone who has knowledge of Salesforce, you understand what you are doing, how to create it, how to navigate through. She understand, okay? So that's that. Then creating a new object called cars, then the steps. Go to blah 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 blah. Then there are screenshots with arrow that can point you to what and what to click. It is just well detailed and structured. This is one assignment from a student of mine. This is not mine, my own work. Okay, you see the name is here. Okay, all right. So the same assignment you guys are doing right now is the same this person is also doing. Okay, so and it is well structured. Once you pick up this stuff, you can easily walk around with you, understand how it's being done, and all and all and all and all. So that's just what I want to point out there. And let me give you links. I'll drop the links in the description, but then you can make use of some of these tools. This is Planio. It teaches you how to do technical reports. You can use this to learn. This another one. This another one. There's something like, okay, there's this bit.ai, and you have this last one too. Any of these, sorry. Oh, okay. I only have to. I have no problem. Then this. Okay, yeah. Then this 360 document 360. Okay, basically you can just do this if it's just basic desktop publishing your MS Word and just putting things together, screenshots, drag and drop, put this here, label this and all. It's not a big deal, but if you really think you need any of these, the links are going to be in the description for you to follow. Okay, now in the assignment you were given the last class, let me just, because I observed something. Peradventure, you are trying to create a field that has to do with year. Okay, or model. We're talking about cars, used cars, or new cars. Now you have to create something that has to do with model, right? As the model of the car, where you have to enter the year. You might struggle a little bit with that because if you try to use the dates, it's going to give you date, month, blah blah blah, calendar setup, right? So, alternatively, what you can easily do in that instance is to either use a text field, whereby the person can easily enter what and what, uh, which model the person wants to, um register or enter into the org, okay? Or otherwise, since you have the car, you know that okay, maybe probably it's a thing that you have to collect from so range of year to so point, okay? So you can just use pick list, where you just list all the years and the person gets to end. So that's just an alternative means to get that done instead of struggling with dates that will not definitely work in that instance. Don't worry, over time you understand better. There are different ways to actually get things done in Salesforce. Okay, so today, um, we'll be looking at another very important topic called list view and reports. All right, yeah. So now, list view, I must have probably done something around that in one of the classes, but regardless, we're going to go over it today. Not yet in detail, but at least the basics of it. Later in the future class, we're going to be going deeper into list view and report. Okay, so list view simply help you shows the views of your record. Let's go into our hub to see that. Okay, I have this here. Let's say let's use contacts. Okay, let's click on contacts. Thank you. So now list view helps you show the list of records. Okay, now naturally, there is always this recently view. This recently view is a list view, right? If you click on this drop down arrow, you have other kind of list view. My account, all account. That is, it's just like conditioning the type of record you want to see. More like sorting, okay? So, and there are some that are kind of default, they are standard that come along with Salesforce. But you can also create yours depending on what you want. So let's assume we want to create an account. I'm coming. Okay. Before we go further, let me just quickly mention this. This is just a formality. Okay. Things you are going to be looking at before the end of today's class is what is list view, working with filters, difference between list view and reports, working with reports. Alright, so basically, list view, according to what I put here, I said is a tool in Salesforce that gives you the control on the visibility of records that are in an object. Exactly what I've said in other words. It helps you control the visibility of the records that you see or that you might need to see. Okay, and what helps you to get that done basically is called filter. All right, so now back into the org and let's see what that means. Okay, so like I said, this is where you get to find the list view and you can actually create your own. So let's try to create one. Let's say we want to create want to see contact or accounts that are from US, or that their country are from US. So first of all, let's see if there's anything that looks like that in our record. Okay, so let me just click on this guy. Details, of course, you know how I get to this point. So let's see, is there anything that has to do with US? Okay, billing address carries USA, all right. Shipping address, so I can either filter by billing address or shipping address together. I'm going to show you, we're going to do it and we're going to see. Okay, so now all I need to do is come back here. Let me just come back here. So to create a new list view, I'll come here and click on new. You can clone, you can rename, that's an existing one. So let me just click on new. So let's say USA account, USA account, USA account, right? So the API name comes in. Who can see this list view? Remember from the issue of assignment, so you can actually definitely choose who can see what. All right, so only I can see. Let's put this on all users for now, and let's click on save. Okay, so now we've created, wow, this is good. Automatically it's using billing address to even sort out from, or I think I've actually created it before. Okay, I've created it before, and okay, let's try UK. Let's try UK. Okay, I've created something around US account before on this org. So let's say, let's create new and see if we have anything that has to do with UK in the org. Try use UK. Okay, let's just try it. Yeah. Okay, so I want to create a new one rather, right? So I come here, I click on, oh sorry, this is creating new record. So click new, UK accounts, yeah. Okay, so I click on save. Now all I need to do is come here. Now click on UK accounts. Right. So now I need to filter it because I'm not sure all of these are UK. Okay, we have some that are UK, so I know all I need to do is just click on filter. Like I said from the beginning, in our display here, what helps you to get the list view you want is a filter, right? So the filter is this funnel looking guy right here. All right, so all I need to do is just add the necessary condition, the requirement I want. Okay, so now I want you to filter the first automatic filter. The first cost standard filter here is the owner. Okay, so I want to filter by all accounts. I don't want to do by only my account alone. So I click on done. Next thing to do is to add other filters, and you want to filter by billing address, right? So we say account name. So what we'll be looking for here will be billing address, because that's where the address we want to use to filter is, right? So I'll call it, let me say, billing states, okay, or billing country equals to, so let me say UK, and let's see what the kind of effect this. So I'm going to click on save now. So we see, oh, we actually have none. All right. Okay, so let me click on all accounts again. So let's just find other conditions. You know, right now we are just trying to assume a condition. In a real life org, we are going to have definitely the condition to actually work around it. So these are all the accounts. Wow. Okay, so these are all accounts. Oh, no wonder. Okay, so if that's the case, so let me see what we have. Okay, but let's leave the US stuff. Let's just work. But I hope you understand the concept of how this works. Okay, it's just meant for you to filter. So since what we have here basically is US, so let's work with that US account, right? It has no filter, so let's actually filter it. All right, so I click on all accounts. We should have more accounts than this. Why do I have these few accounts? Okay, so all right, let's move on anyways. So I'm going to add filter, then I'm going to filter by billing address, billing state. Let me just put billing state. Okay, then equals to USA. All right, I click on done and I save. Oh, we're still not getting anything. Don't have any accounts in USC. This is Dixon. So definitely we are filtering by the wrong field. Okay. Under billing address. Okay, billing address. Alright. Okay, so what I need to do is come back here and go back to our USA account. Then I click on edit. Okay. I said it now. Edit list filter. Okay. So I'm gonna edit this guy. Billing address is what we need. Run billing address. Okay, shipping address. Is it shipping address or billing address? Uh, so let me try to see if I can search here. Oh, so let me confirm that again. All accounts. Billing address. We have billing address right here. Billing address, and there's USA. So why is it giving us no record? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead now and filter again. All accounts. We got another account. The address is not coming up. Okay, let's use shipping country, right? So let's use USA and let's see what we get. Then I click on save. We have just one. Okay, so now assuming we have more records, like about 500 records or 5,000 records, you're definitely going to see everything that. So basically what list will help you to do is to see certain requirements for the records you want to show. Okay, so that's what list view entails, right? So types of list view. Okay, types of list view. There are basically three types as listed here. We have the Koban, the list, and the split. Now the list can also be called tabular, and that's this one, this format we have here. So I'm going to go ahead and choose other kind of list view that will give me multiple records, right? Let me just use my account and let's see. Okay, so this is a tabular form. This table or list. Okay, see, look at it here. We have table, Kuban, and split view. Okay, so now let me change to Kuban. summarized by hmm, okay, let me use annual revenue. So this is what this particular list view actually look like. Okay, it's just more like a summary kind of report, list rather. Then we have split view. Split view is one that shows um, the record on the side and the details on the right hand side. Okay, that's what split view is all about, right? Okay, so moving on, the next thing we want to look at now is reports, which is one of the main subjects for today. So report helps you filter beyond one object. That's the difference between report and list view. It helps filter beyond one object and it helps you go deeper. Okay, can you see what we have there? We say filter. Why reports? Filters beyond one object. You can use to export as CSV, schedule a report, and filter in report are deeper than filters in list view. Okay, now let me take it one by one to explain. Okay, now when we say filter records beyond one object, okay, what that simply means is that you can filter multiple objects and do some comparison. This is still going to take us into our next class. Will be talking about dashboard, okay, but then let's leave that for now. Reports, okay, so which means you can pull out, if you remember when we are creating our fields, okay, there is one checkbox after required. There's another check that say allow for report, okay, so that helps your field to be able to come up and appear for reports, right? So filter basically help you report more than one object. Then you can also export that, since you can get it use to extract data out of Salesforce org and probably send it as CSV or as Excel format. Then it can also, you can also use to schedule report, that is, okay, at so period of time I want this to send to this person, send this report to this person at so intervals. She gets, so can also be used to schedule reports, and the filters are deeper. That is, you can use it as a compounded kind of filter. So let's get into our org now and see what that looks like. Basically, now how do we get reports? We all know as at now that whatever you need, anything, all you need to do is search the app launcher here, right? So let's search for reports, right? Reports. Okay, so these are other kind of reports, that sample reports that we have here. They are not standard. They are something I've just created, just walking around, right? So what we need to do is to create a new report. Okay, create a new report, then set it up, and that's all. So now, which object do we want to work on? Okay, select report type. So let's use accounts. We can actually get a report from any of the um any of the objects. Okay, so when I click on all, now all the objects come up, both custom and standard. So you can actually create reports on both standard objects and custom objects. Just have that at the back of your mind. But for today we are working with accounts, right? So I'm going to click on accounts. Okay, then I'm going to click on start reports. Now I want to cancel all of it. Okay, regardless. Okay, so now there are some things you should actually pay attention to, that you should know, you should always do before you start a report, and I'll tell you why. Now you see this update preview automatically, please always leave it checked on. And the reason is that as you continue to set up your report, it's kind of automatically updates the preview, like it's called preview, so you can actually see what you are doing. But if you leave it off, you have to keep running it. So you can just try both and see how it works, just play around with it. So make sure it's always on, that's one. Then always remember to rename your report before you start. Then this place is just to show you the field you are on, that you are working on, okay? Because at some point it can actually get compounded. Don't worry, the future class I'm going to get into all of that. So let's rename this guy. So let's call it, okay, first of all, let's kind of create a scenario. Do I have a scenario template here? Let's see. Okay, good. I have a scenario template here. Okay, so now let's say your manager wants to see all accounts that were created within the last 3 months and they are more than £50,000 in annual revenue. Okay, now additional condition, please ensure to show us the country the account is registered. We'll take it one by one. Now all these things are requirements to generate a report. Okay, your manager, so let's see all the requirements we have there. Your manager wants to see all accounts that were created in the last 3 months, so which means you're going to filter from all accounts in the last 3 months and they are more than 50,000 in annual revenue, making the third condition. So I'm going to go and try to filter by all those 3 conditions now and see what we get. Then we'll come back to the last statement. Okay, so what do we do? What we need to do is, first thing is filter. Okay, click on filter. Now these places are like custom, like stuff that you meet here. Okay, so the first thing is to put it on all accounts. That is, you want to filter from all accounts, right? I click on apply. Okay, so the next thing is date created. Okay, for now I want to use all time because we don't have a lot of record here, so I'm going to use all time. But now you can easily come here and create start date and end date. Since they say last 3 months, so you just pick the present date and the previous 3 months. So but for now I'm going to try to use all time. Okay, click apply because we don't have much record in here to do that. Okay, so now can you see we have all record in that condition that we've filtered. The third condition now is that has an annual revenue, is it lesser or greater, more than £50,000, right? So all we need to do then is to come here, add filter. So we want to annual revenue, right? So let's see if we have any field called annual revenue. Good. So we have that. So our annual revenue, since you say that it should be more than £50,000, we're going to call it greater than. These guys are called operators. Okay, greater than value definitely. So 50,000. Okay, then you click on apply. Observe something. You see that the record we have has reduced. That is, now it is fewer. It has removed those ones that are lesser than £50,000. Okay, so that's that. Now, okay, sorry, I've forgotten to rename this guy. So let me rename this. So let's call this account greater than 50,000. Okay, done. So now we have our reports. All you need to do next is to click on save and run. Why save and run? You can easily save it. If you save it, it won't run, because now assuming you have a whole lot of data sets, and definitely this will not contain it. It's just a preview. It's just going to show you what you're working on looks like. Okay, that's just what it shows. And if you click on run, it will run, but it will not save. But now one caution here is that whenever you are creating reports, make sure you always make sure you save before you refresh your page, because if you refresh your page without saving, you are going to lose your filters. Okay, so I'm going to click on save and run. So it's going to show us what the report looks like. Okay, now it's asking us some things. This is trying to save the report now. APM name is going to auto-compute. It should auto-compute itself. Okay, then description. Let's say this account greater than 50,000. Okay, so now you can select a folder for it. That is, you can create a new folder or make it private or public. So let's just click on public. Okay, so we don't have anything there. So let's see, do you have anything private? All folders. Okay, so let us click public so everyone can see this. Okay, so the next thing I click is save. Okay, so now our report is being saved. All right, so basically that's just it. It is just to generate some things, because you'll be working with data sets that are huge, and you can't just start scrolling through. Okay, I want this person, I want this person. You can just easily use set of filters to get all the information you have, and you can export it as whatever format you want. You're going to get to export later. So, and from this now will now take us to our last part of today's class, which is types of reports. Basically, there are 4 types of reports. We have tabular reports, the summary, joined, and matrix. We're going to look at what those guys look like now, and we'll be ending the class on that. Okay, so now this on its own is a tabular report. This first report we generated is called what? A tabular report. Now, a summary report is one that has it's more like it has a filter in itself. Okay, so it is a report that has a group in either the row that is being grouped on either the row or the column. Okay, it is grouped. Okay, we are going to see that in the hog now. You understand what I'm saying? A joint report is one that puts 2 reports side by side to each other in blocks, while matrix is the type of report that has group on both the row and the column. Now it's a little tricky. I said summary has on either the row or the column, while matrix has on both the row and the column. Okay, so now on our org, let's see what that looks like. Okay, so now let's just try to put it in a summary report. Okay, so all I need to do is come to edit here, click on edit, then I'm going to group it. Remember I said it has a group, so all I need to do is come here to add group. So let's just say we want to group it by, what should we group it by? Let's say we want to group it by type. Let's just say by type. Can you see this? It has separated it. These are customer direct, these are customer channel. It's already grouped. Okay, now that carries us to the last part of this scenario we were working on. See, please ensure to show the country the account is at. Now you have to be very cautious here when you are checking the criteria or the conditions you are giving. Some of it will be filter, some of it will be grouping. Now look at this. When they say they want to see account created the last 3 months and among more than 50,000, please ensure to show us the country. Now we're going to go back and also try to see if we can group by country instead. Okay, the country, instead of country, let's say we'll group by state. Okay, we'll group by state. We'll try to group by state, because I don't think we only have one country on those records, so we'll try to group by state. The country, so you should know that you will not try to filter, because if they say if it is something that requires filter, they'll tell you the particular state they want you to filter from. But once they say show us, that is this record, this state, this set of record, this state. Do you understand what that means? Please, if you are not getting it, go over this again and just make sure you get it right. Okay, so now let me try to change this. I'm going to cancel it first, can go back again and see we have something that has to do with state to filter by. You know that all we are doing right now is just assumption. In a live or in a real life situation, they are going to be given the conditions and specifications on what to work on. Okay, so I'm looking for something that has to do with states. Or let me say province. Okay, states, province. Can you see? Actually, I separated it. We don't have more than one record in one place. Okay, so I don't like this, but let's assume we have multiple records. You see that probably some are California, some are whatever. You will find them grouping. So that's why I prefer we using that type. But hope you get the concept of what summary report is. That is a group in either row or column. Now I can either group it here or come here to group it on the column. Can you see? I can either come here to say I want to group it by type. See what this gives us. Okay, they already grouped it. Customer direct, customer type. So but I prefer doing it on the row because that is clear. Okay, the column will just show you some key important fields that you might want. Okay, so let's put this back here and say you want to put type here. All right, so here you can just add other things you want to see, because it is just to see certain information on those records you've pulled out. Hope you get that. All right, so let's say you want to put in account name. Okay, so you want to put name. Let's say you want to put what else should I say? Want to put okay, as a phone number, perhaps reach out. So basically that's what all that is. Okay, so the next one we want to look at now is joined reports. Okay, now for a joined report, it comes in block, right? It comes in block, side by side. So all I need to do is just come here, this report, then click on join report, then I click apply. Observe something. It's bring out this place for me to click on add block. So all I need to do is just add block, then I can add the reports, the objects I want to report from. So let's say, let me just add cases and let's see what we got. Add block. Okay, so this is, this one even have a lot of record. We should have used this guy safe, that have given us a whole lot of stuff. Okay, so now that's that, and now you can easily come here to also filter whatever you need to filter. See, from this side, you see now we have account block 1, cases block. So you can easily do the filtering you want. It's just step side by side. I don't want to use this cases. I want something. Let me just use that same account because it's looking cumbersome. It's not looking. I want you to be able to see what I'm trying to talk about clearly. Remove block. So I'm going to add another one. Add block. Let me just use account instead. Okay, add block. So can you see this another block seated right beside it? Not related. You can just put in whatever you want to put in there. So basically that's what joint report looks like, and every of all these things, like I've been saying, is going to be a function of what you are requested to do or to use. Okay, while the last one to look at there is matrix report. Matrix report simply means grouping on both row and column. So I'm going to remove this block now and go ahead with this first one so you see what I'm talking about. All right, okay, so I've removed that. All right, so now we've grouped here by type, right? So now by in column, let's add another group, right? Let's say we want to. It's just similar to what we've been doing since. Okay. So basically, that's all we have for today. And in the next class, we're going to be continuing with dashboard. Okay. So let me quickly show you one other thing to export. Okay, I've not saved this guy. Let me save it first. Save and run. Oh, I should only save it, not run it. Okay, so to export it, I just need to click on edit and click on export. Then I choose the format I want to export as. We only have Excel format to export as. Okay, so I click on export and voila, it's done. It's done there. So let me open it now so you see what we're talking about. So that's all about reports, and like I said, we'll continue in the next class on that. Those of you that really think that the data analysis part of this job is very difficult, we're already into it already. Easy peasy. Okay, so this is the report we just generated. Can you see? So that's that. See you in the next class.